Hello everyone, well I really would like to have been more positive in this video, but let's just say events and restrictions of this week are finally getting to me a little bit too much really. I have to say, if you took a step back and looked at what's going on, and I don't just mean what's reported, but really look at what's going on, you may well draw a different conclusion than what is being reported in the news. And that's kind of as far as I'm going to go with the whole thing. This is a tech channel, I'm not talking about other things in the real world. But yeah, this week has been a real downer for me. Might see my parents at the weekend for the first time this year. Might be the last time I see them. I really don't know how positive an outlook I can have. Anyway, things have also been annoying me at work with Chrome browser. I don't know what Google have been doing lately, but I think this protection here does a little bit more than it suggests, in particular with extensions. So we've had a situation this week where our antivirus product, which is made by Cisco, and since I'm not being paid to endorse it, I'm not going to comment on its name or give its name away. Actually, I'm not being paid to endorse Chrome either. Don't use it, it's a horrible thing. I'm using Chromium, which is about as bad as Chrome, isn't it? Maybe slightly better. Anyway, at work, we've got a choice of using Edge or Chrome. And it's kind of your choice. Do you give your information to Microsoft or do you give your information to Google? I mean, what can you say, really? We've had loads of extensions flagged by our antivirus as being malicious or being related to a Trojan. Specifically, Trojan, how is that pronounced? Cryxos, I'm guessing? Trojan Cryxos. So this is kind of a weird thing. It's not really malicious necessarily. It's more about like dodgy web pages, dodgy JavaScript. Kind of, like it says here, an alarming notification message. I mean, some things are saying like you've got a virus infection, or you need to download this new virus checker, visit some awful website. I mean, dodgy website. So it is really scams. So malicious, not exactly something you don't want on your computer, perhaps. Yeah. So a lot of extensions are being classified as that Trojan. Pretty much to the extent of 15% of our users have this issue, and it's all non-standard extensions they've been installing. Now, I'm not giving away the company size here. Does start narrowing it down a little bit much, but let's just say it's more than a couple of thousand. So yeah, it's caused quite a headache for this week. We're not a very big team in the cybersecurity team. But what are Google doing? And the thing is, Google are actually deleting some of these extension files, deleting them quicker than the antivirus can get. So the antivirus is literally detecting them as being malicious, but can't quarantine them. So we're getting an alert that the antivirus has failed to do its job. So I was looking at one particular one in a virtual machine. Where has that gone? VirtualBox. Yep. And I was looking at this travel extension. So I went and disabled the protection in Google. So with the protection enabled, I was getting a lot of failed downloads, and then with it disabled, the download worked. Funny old thing, that. And I'm sure this is a brilliant extension offered by an advertising company, 50,000 plus users with one review. A whole one single review. A very useful extension indeed. Was that commented by the developer or something? So they have a privacy policy, just what you need. A privacy policy with an extension. I usually like looking through these. They're sometimes quite interesting as to what they're doing and what they say they collect. Usage data is collected automatically. Personal data. This is why it's really shocking. I always think, case in point, read the Grammarly privacy policy, because Grammarly is quite a popular extension. You'd be quite surprised what you're sometimes giving away to these businesses with a lot of non-standard extensions. So yeah, normally I read through these word for word, but yeah, again today, so I'm just not in the mood for some of this, and I kind of wanted to do one video. It's been a little while. And so yeah, we'll download one of our Chrome extensions and a fine selection of savoury extensions, which I'm sure we want all of those. No, we don't want any of them. All this extension seems to have done is put a fancy new tab page here, and they've got a search query and select the different search engines. But the thing is, it's sending the traffic somewhere else first. Oh, and incidentally, this development version of NoTrack, which I've named as version 20.10, might actually live up to the version name this time. Hopefully I'll be releasing it in October. Fingers crossed. So I do think there's a lot of bad things going on, but there's also been some good positive achievements that I've made. I've got to try and look on the positive side, really, haven't I? Try and look on the positive side. So let's do a search with this thing for anything. And if I caught a glimpse of it then, it went off to Traffic Junction first, didn't it? Yes, Traffic Junction before going... Oh, Traffic Junction power of searches before eventually going off to Bing. Yeah, Bing it. Don't just Google it, but Bing it. So it's clearly exfiltrating data. Let's go and use their search engine to look at what it is. Oh, how to remove powerofsearches.com. It's a browser hijack. Well, I agree with you there. It's a funny old thing that, isn't it? The only search results you get are about it being a virus. So I'm sure that didn't come as much of a surprise, that extension being very dodgy. Well, it's interesting it's being blocked by Google. But looking at the code, what have they got to hide in this? That's 190 lines, and your other one was... this was about 16,000 lines, so all 17,000 lines of JavaScript. I'm sure some of that can be of legitimate use as well, but I'm not sure how much of it is. Oh yeah, Bing redirect, trafficjunction.com. Oh, it mentions tracking there. I wonder how many times it mentions tracking in this thing. Oh, a couple of times, that's it. So that's the data they're obtaining. So they give you a pretty new tab page, and people go, oh, I'll use that to do my searches on, and then you're just giving information away to an advertising company who wouldn't normally be privy to any of those details. Those details would be given away to the search engine you're using. So instead of giving the information away to one company, you're giving it away to two companies. Never underestimate the value of your data. So hopefully I'll feel a bit more positive soon, and I wish this was full of beer instead of water. I guess I'll have to make do for now. Anyway, that was a little bit of information on dodgy extensions again in Chrome, and no doubt I'll have lots more to play with. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you all later.